I forgot what I was saying. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but happy almost April. Literally, where has this year gone? I don't know. It's freaking me out. But since it is the end of the first quarter of the year, I thought this would be a great opportunity to look back at the vision boards we put together. And if you've been following my videos and you completed some of those templates on setting up your goals for 2023, then this is a really great opportunity to look back at those as well. And I thought we could just take this opportunity to, instead of just freak out about how quickly this year is going, to reevaluate our goals that we had at the beginning of the year and see if they are still relevant, if we're still on the right track, if we've decided at this point that maybe we need to pivot a little or change up our goals, create new goals. The possibilities are endless when it comes to building out your goals, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. Just because you set a goal at the beginning of this year, just 3 months ago, does not mean that you have to try to stick with it for the rest of the year. It doesn't mean that you're married to these goals. Your goals are for you, for no one else. You don't have to justify changing or getting rid of a goal to anyone else. You know what's best for you. So you've got to trust yourself that if you're looking back at maybe your vision board or any of those templates, which I will link all of those videos down below, so if you didn't get to watch them the first time, you can watch them now and start setting up your goals for the rest of the year. I forgot what I was saying. But now we'll get to sit down and look at all of these goals that we set up at the beginning of the year and see if they are still working for us. So to do this, I did create another template for you all. This is the quarterly review of my goals template. So super quick, super simple. Similar setup and outline of the templates from earlier this year, so you can get into that same mindset of just working through it, figuring out what you really want. So this template just starts with your word of the year, because we always want to bring it back to your word of the year. You chose it for a reason. So this is a really good opportunity to take note of the word that you chose. And then the first question on this template is, after Q1, this word makes me feel. Think through if this word is still relevant for you, if it still applies, if it's still like making you feel all those warm and fuzzies. If you did watch my goal setting videos at the beginning of this year, end of last year, then you probably know that my word of the year is alchemy. And I was thinking about it in setting up for this video and just thinking about what I wanted to say and all of the different ways you can review your goals. And I realized that I feel like at a certain point this quarter, I kind of lost sight of alchemy being my word of the year. I lost sight of what that meant, of what I wanted it to mean. And literally just in the past week or two, I feel like I'm starting to get it back. And I feel like I'm starting to remember, and it's really resonating with me again about why I chose it, and I'm really excited about it again. So even if it kind of flows and ebbs, and you love the word one week and you hate the word the next week, that's okay. Just write it down. This is just a check-in point for where you are right now in terms of the goals that you've set up for this year. And then getting into the second half of this template is just looking at your top 3 goals of the year. So if you My dog is chasing her tail. So if you filled out those goal setting templates earlier this year, or you've got your vision board, just take a look at the top 3, the 3 most moving things that you chose to focus on this year, your top 3 goals that you really, really, really wanted to achieve. And I only had a room for your top 3 goals, but feel free to download this template, copy as many pages as you want, or just use it as a template and write your notes in a journal or a notebook or on your phone. And you can do this for every goal that you've set up. I just only had the space for the top 3, so I chose to just keep it simple, but you can do this exercise with all of your goals if you want to. But for these purposes, your top 3 goals, just go through your vision board, go through your list of goals that you wanted to accomplish this year, and pick the top 3 most pressing ones, or the ones that you're most drawn to. And so you're going to write those down 1 through 3, and then you're going to take note of the progress that you've made so far. So what have you done already this year to push yourself forward? Like, one of my goals is to get back into exercising regularly, doing Pilates, because I got really into Pilates towards the end of last year and was like, this seems like something that I could keep up. And the progress that I've made so far on that is that I probably didn't do any Pilates for about a month and a half this quarter. Things got really crazy and I had to just step away from my whole routine for a while and just let go of anything that couldn't sustain me because things got bad. However, I am starting to get back into the swing of things. I'm starting to create my morning routine again. It looks a little bit different than it used to, but that's okay. And I am starting to get back into my Pilates. So the progress that I've made so far is that even though I dropped it for a while, I have picked it back up again and I'm still feeling really passionate and excited about Pilates and using that tool to move my body every day or two or, whenever. So that is progress. Even though I stopped for a while, even though I had to let it go, it's still in the back of my mind, I guess. It's still something that I want to accomplish for the rest of this year. It's still something that I want to move forward with. So the progress that I've made so far is that even though I dropped it, I picked it back up and I'm loving it again. And that's enough. It doesn't have to be huge leaps in your progress. You're not being graded on any of this. You're not being graded on your life. Go easy on yourself. Things happen, and we can't always prioritize the things that we hoped to 3 months ago. Things happen. So go gentle on yourself and just be honest with where you are and the progress that you have made. Maybe you have made huge leaps, and that's incredible and awesome for you. If you want to start a business or create something and you've been sorry for the cat. And you've actually been able to get pretty far in it, that's incredible. So write that progress down. And then the last thing on this template is to just look at ways you can still get closer to your goal. So again, just checking in and seeing, like, maybe I've just picked up my Pilates again and I'm able to do it more often, but I do want to have this goal where I've done it consistently for at least a month to another quarter would be great, where I'm just doing it consistently. So that is one way that I can get closer to my goals. Another way I could get closer to this goal is to actually schedule out the time for my Pilates, which is something that I've started doing. I'm not always good about staying on time with my schedule that I create, but I do create it. And I do see the little alert pop up on my phone, and I know that it is still something that I have to schedule into my day. So having that visual cue has been really helping me as well. So that's another way that I can continue to get closer to this goal of being consistent with my Pilates. So that's it for this template. I just wanted you guys to have an opportunity to look back at your goals. Again, I know I limited this template to just the 3, but feel free to do this for any of the goals that you have, all of the goals that you've set up, and just check in, see if you do need to pivot a little. I know I had a lot of goals at the beginning of this year about my business and my job and getting outside more often. And again, just because life interfered, a lot of that didn't happen this quarter. So some of these goals I do need to pivot and I do need to think about the purpose, why I created the goal to begin with, and what the point is. Like, if I wanted to have that goal of getting out and seeing my friends more often, the point is to get me out of my shell. I'm such an introvert. I could stay at home literally all day, every day. But it's good for me to socialize and it's good for me to have new experiences. And I have actually been doing that a little, very little bit. Leaving the house at all is a win for me. But I have been trying to prioritize new experiences and getting out of my house and going somewhere new, trying some new food, seeing old friends. And I've been doing that a little, but I would like to do it more often. So that is something that was a goal at the beginning of this year, and I want to kind of bring it back to my center focus. So that's how you can just simply pivot a goal and maybe move around the priorities that you had figure out what's working for you, figure out how your schedule is working this year. Every year is different, every month is different, every day is different. So figure out your rhythm this year. And I feel like we all had kind of a slow start to the year. Like a lot has happened already. But I personally feel like, I don't know if you guys relate, but I personally feel like I'm just now getting into the swing of my routine and my systems and my goals. And that's okay. I'm not going to feel bad about that. I'm not going to feel like I've wasted a whole quarter. I did what I had to do last quarter. I can't believe it's already been a quarter. I did what I had to do last quarter to get by and handle, the tough situations going on. And that's okay. Don't feel bad for where you are. Don't feel bad for the maybe little amount of progress you've made. These goals are always moving targets, and they should be. So just check in with yourself, see how you're feeling, and continue on. Q2 is going to be awesome. I can feel it. It's going to really push us all forward. So let me know in the comments below if you found this template and this exercise helpful to just check in on your goals again, see where you're at, see if you need to pivot or move or delete some goals, get them out of your life. And of course, like and subscribe if you liked this video, if you want more goal setting content. But thank you all so much for being here. Take time for yourself, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you all next week.